Our channel is 100% focused on stories like this. It's giving you valuable information that the media hides from you. Please, so you don't miss videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. It really helps our work. For years I was told to look up at the sky and admire its beauty. It's the clouds, the sun, the endless blue that stretched above me. But at some point, something changed. I noticed trails in the sky that didn't look like ordinary clouds. They weren't natural. They stretched in unnatural straight lines, lingered for hours, and spread into a thin, milky haze. People told me they were just contrails from airplanes' harmless vapor. But deep inside, I knew there was more to this story. Tonight I will share with you the forbidden truth about chemtrails and the terrifying possibility that they are part of a plan to make us sick. They call them contrails, condensation trails. Supposedly, they form when hot jet exhaust mixes with cold, humid air, creating ice crystals that quickly disappear. But what I saw didn't disappear. These trails persisted, spreading wider and wider, until the entire sky looked hazy and unnatural. Real contrails vanish within minutes. Chemtrails, on the other hand, stay for hours. Why? Because they are not simply water vapor. There's something else entirely, something designed. Many independent researchers have collected air and water samples after heavy spraying days. The results are shocking. Traces of barium, aluminum, and strontium metals that have no reason to be present in such high concentrations in our atmosphere. These substances are known to affect the respiratory system, the nervous system, and even the brain. They weaken our immune defenses and make us more vulnerable to chronic illnesses. Coincidence? Or deliberate poisoning? The government claims chemtrails are part of geoengineering experiments supposedly to fight climate change. They say spraying reflective particles into the sky helps cool the planet by reflecting sunlight. But why the secrecy? Why deny their existence while patents for aerosol dispersion technology exist? If the purpose was really to protect us, why hide the truth? The reality is darker. Imagine a weapon that doesn't need bombs or bullets, but slowly destroys a population's health from above. A weapon that makes people dependent on the pharmaceutical industry, addicted to treatments for illnesses created by the very air they breathe. Chemtrails could be the ultimate silent weapon. Every time I look up, I wonder, are we inhaling poison? Could our fatigue, our constant headaches, our mysterious allergies be linked to what falls from the sky? Doctors say it's stress, poor diet, genetics. But what if those explanations are distractions from the real cause? The spraying happens worldwide, synchronized, systematic. It's too organized to be random. Think about this. In the past decades, diseases like asthma, Alzheimer's, autism, and neurological disorders have skyrocketed. Many of these conditions are linked to exposure to metals like aluminum and barium. Aluminum, for instance, has been found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Strontium is radioactive. Barium can cause severe respiratory problems. Yet these are the same elements detected in chemtrail residue. When I researched deeper, I found connections between chemtrail projects and military programs. Documents declassified under the Freedom of Information Act reveal experiments with weather manipulation dating back to the 1940s. Projects like Operation Popeye used chemicals to alter rainfall during the Vietnam War. If they could manipulate weather then, what can they do now? Spraying the sky with metals is not only about health, it's also about controlling the climate, controlling agriculture, and ultimately, controlling us. Some whistleblowers have spoken. Former military insider once claimed that chemtrail pilots are often unaware of what they are releasing. The substances are loaded into special compartments, disguised as fuel or cargo. The pilots follow orders, thinking they are conducting routine missions. Only a few at the top know the true purpose. The idea of global population control emerges again and again. What better way to weaken billions of people than to poison the very air they breathe? Chemtrails don't discriminate by race, class, or borders. They target everyone. They weaken societies, making us docile, distracted, sick, and dependent on authorities to provide cures. Sometimes I ask myself, what if chemtrails are part of a larger program, involving not just governments, but corporations? The pharmaceutical industry profits from sick populations. Agricultural companies profit when soil becomes dependent on chemical treatments. Even technology corporations benefit, because a weaker population is easier to control, easier to manipulate. Satellite images reveal skies crisscrossed with strange patterns, grids, circles, even X-shaped trails. Why would normal flights follow such unnatural routes? These patterns are not about transportation. They're about coverage, ensuring entire regions are saturated with whatever is being sprayed. Look up long enough and you'll see it, the sky being painted by invisible hands. Some researchers argue that chemtrails are also tied to mind control. By releasing nanoparticles of aluminum, which conduct electricity, the atmosphere itself becomes more conductive. Combine this with electromagnetic frequencies from communication towers and satellites, and you have a system capable of influencing human thought, mood, even decision-making. Imagine a population whose emotions can be manipulated remotely. No resistance, no rebellion, just obedience. And then there's the weather. Hurricanes stronger than ever, droughts where there used to be rain, floods where there used to be drought. Could these disasters be engineered through chemtrail spraying? If you control the weather, you control food supply. If you control food, you control nations. Starvation, economic collapse, and chaos can all be triggered with a flick of a switch. Governments continue to deny, but silence speaks volumes. When ordinary people try to talk about chemtrails, they are dismissed as conspiracy theorists. Media ridicules, scientists ignore, authorities laugh, but laughter is often a mask for fear. What are they so afraid we'll discover? Let me tell you what I fear. I fear that we are already too deep into this. That our bodies, our soil, our water are already saturated with toxic metals. That the next generations will inherit a poisoned planet. That children growing up today will never know a truly blue sky again. Yet, despite the despair, there's a reason to keep asking questions. Because silence is what they want. They want us distracted, busy, entertained, never looking up, never wondering why we feel so tired, so sick, so numb. But once we question, once we connect the dots, the illusion cracks. The truth is, chemtrails may represent the most massive cover-up in human history. More insidious than wars, more invisible than financial manipulation, more devastating than political corruption. Because this cover-up is written in the very skies above us every single day. So the next time you step outside, look up. Watch the trails. Ask yourself why they linger. Ask yourself why the sky turns white, why the air feels heavier, why your chest feels tight. Ask yourself who benefits. And remember, the first step to resisting control is awareness. We may not yet know the full truth behind chemtrails, but we know enough to question, enough to doubt the official story, enough to understand that something is very, very wrong with the air we breathe. And until we uncover the truth, until we expose the plan, we will never be free. Our channel is 100% focused on stories like this, giving you valuable information that the media hides from you. Please, so you don't miss videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. It really helps our work.